offensive thing I could do throughout this video so that vegans will get mad.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry about anyone really getting mad about this video. I mean, some people might, but I don't think they really have a good reason to. If they've been following you, if they've been following what's been going on with veganism for quite a while now, there's no reason for anyone to get mad about this video you've made. If anything, this is one of the best recruiting tools for veganism that I've ever seen, because it's great to get these anti-vegans talking. I mean, it's not even so much as like animal rights advocates or people going out there trying to spread vegan message, trying to do vegan outreach. It's not so much the stuff that we say a lot of times. It's the stuff that you guys say that is so damning. That's like, that's one of the big reasons why I am no longer a non-vegan, is because I don't want to support something that requires the kind of arguments that you are using. Like, I get that there are dumb arguments for veganism too, but they aren't like required. You know, like there are actually good arguments for veganism that are very sensible, that are very non-controversial, that can be used to support the position. Your position actually requires you to say stupid shit like this, just red herring after red herring, just blathering on about shit that has nothing to do with the topic at hand. We'll get into that more as we move along.
I'm a bad girl. Ha! Dear vegans, shut up! I realize that eating meat is a little Hanna-Barbaric, but I'm an animal too.
Fine. If you want to use that line, if you really want to go down this rabbit hole, so to speak, then embrace it fully. If you want to be considered just like every other animal, you need to embrace it all the way. Not just the fact that you want to be able to eat other animals and act like other animals. You need to be willing to actually be treated like other animals too, okay? You don't get to only pick the good side of this argument and then ignore the negative consequential side too. So I mean, if you wanna, if you wanna act like some predatory wild animal, fine. I've made another video about this before. Fine, but you should also be willing to also be treated as badly as they get treated. Okay, so let's farm you. Let's rape you. Let's steal your children when you get about, I don't know, 14 or 15 years old and your body has basically broken. Let's sell you to someone else for, pennies on the dollar. We'll send you to a slaughterhouse, and then you can get turned into ground human meat. And someone can shove your body into, I don't know, like 40 hot dogs or something like that, But no, you don't want that, do you? You don't want that. You don't want to be treated like all the other animals. You don't. You want the special privileges of the title animal when it comes to acting like a barbarian. That's when you want to be an animal, but you expect everyone else to be civil. Like, let's just stop playing this game. Like, we're in a civilized society where we do not need to do this. It's asinine to sit there and try to be on both sides of this fence. It doesn't work. It's not convincing. I don't even think it truly convinces you. I don't think it truly convinces anyone. This is just something we say, like, to momentarily trick ourselves into thinking that, oh, I've got some really well thought out position here. Like, no, you didn't. Like, you sat there for maybe 30 seconds and this popped into your head. You're like, that's fucking perfect. I'm going to say that, because this argument has never been refuted before or something, I mean, that's how you can tell that these positions aren't well thought out. Because if they actually really thought about them, and if they just went on fucking Google about this argument, you would see that it has been destroyed time after time after time. But no, that would require work, and that would require someone to actually care if their position made any sense, to care if the argument they're using made any sense. So once again, thank you for throwing this out there.
They tell you that they're vegan before they even say their name.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm a vegan.
No, hardly anyone does this. I mean, but the only people who encounter this a lot I would say, are like servers at restaurants. Yeah, when they first meet a vegan customer, the vegan is probably going to tell them, I am fucking vegan, because that's pretty pertinent to what's going on. Or maybe if they're buying fucking shoes, they'll tell the shoe salesman, look, dude, I'm vegan. Don't waste your time offering me something with leather in it. Let's just skip that part where you show me, 90 fucking pairs of shoes that have leather in them. And let's just focus on like the 6 or 7 pairs that you can offer me. It makes things simpler for everybody. No, I don't, I know lots of vegans. I do. I mean, I connect with a lot of vegans on Facebook and through YouTube and through animal rights groups that I hit up around the Midwest. And none of them go around like meeting people and being like, hey, I'm vegan. That's not what we do. This is just a caricature. This is just some lame internet meme that anti-vegans have come up with. And they do this not really because, I really don't think they do it to make fun of us. They're doing that because they want to get us to the point to where we stop talking about veganism. Right? Like they want to shame us to a point to where we feel like we look like idiots just for talking about the topic at all. And that really, really appeals to anti-vegans. It appeals to people who have so much guilt about the topic that they have to find some way to get people like me to just stop talking about it altogether. Make me feel like I should be ashamed to talk about the fucked up things that our society does. No, it's not going to work on me. It's not going to shame me at all. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna continue talking about this until you guys knock it the fuck off and leave them alone.
I'm Nicole. I do eat meat because I have these sharp teeth, and also steak is delicious.
Thank you for reminding us how shallow your position is.
Completely separate from your beliefs. You people are the most annoying group of humans known to mankind.
Well, fuck me. I mean, if you have to add a caveat like that, then why even make a comment at all? Completely separate from the beliefs, we're annoying? That's what this is all about. It's about what you do or you don't believe based upon the reasoning at hand. If you're just going to dismiss that, you're basically saying you don't fucking care about anything. You don't care about why things are motivated. You don't really care about the substance at all. So why are you bitching? I mean, if we did that with anything else, I mean, we find everybody fucking annoying. We find like every single position that anybody ever had would be like, the problem with this is that they're fucking annoying because I'm not going to pay attention to the beliefs at all, I feel like this is what a lot of people do when it comes to climate change. You'd be like, yeah, sure, the science is completely on your side, but let's just dismiss that for a second. How fucking annoying is it that these people won't let me drive a goddamn tank down the interstate? Man, what a bunch of annoying assholes who think that I should drive something that gets better than a half a mile to the fucking gallon. I mean, this is so fucking stupid. I mean, if you don't care about the beliefs and the things that support the beliefs, therefore, I mean, you have no right to complain anyway. You're such a fucking idiot. Goddamn.
Guess what takes no skills in life whatsoever? Being a vegan. Stop acting like it's something to be proud of. It is not a skill. Like double dutch. Go. I'm telling you when to go. If you think I'm annoying, I'm doing it.
Thank you. I'm so glad that an anti-vegan gets us. I mean, I think everyone really gets it. Well, thank you for at least admitting it. This is what I've been trying to tell people for so long. When people want to say, oh, it's so hard to be vegan, I just couldn't do it. Oh, or they try to scare other people away. Like, look, you can be vegan, but you need to be prepared to understand that it's incredibly difficult. Like, every second of every day, you're just going to be thinking about steak and cheese and eggs, and you're going to want to be wearing leather even more than you used to. Like, no, like, Being vegan is not a skill. It's describing a negative. It's something you don't do. It's not hard at all. It's only hard in your mind. You think it's hard until you've actually tried it. And if you have the proper motivation, if you go in it from the perspective of trying to fulfill animals' rights, their moral rights, it's fucking easy. I mean, the second that it clicked in my head, the second that I understood animal rights and I understood the arguments, it was not hard at all. It's not difficult for me to be vegan at all. I mean, there might be like the odd mistake here or there, like someone else cooking my food that I can't see fucking drops a little cheese in the food, but I really don't have any control over that. That's not like a matter of hard. It's just a matter of like luck, I guess, if you believe in luck. So, I mean, thank you. I mean, this only bolsters the point that you don't have a fucking good reason to not be vegan because there's no skills involved. You have to do nothing. In fact, you have to go out of your fucking way to be a non-vegan. That's what drives me nuts. It's like people act like it's so hard to walk up to like a Chipotle counter and to order tofu as opposed to chicken. It's like, these are not hard decisions, people. It's so fucking simple.
If you think I'm annoying, I'm doing it! Times me by 30. That's a vegan.
No, Nicole, you're not annoying. It's just your background music. Let me see if I can change that real quick.
Chance, a lot of animals would eat the fuck out of us.
Remember earlier in the video when I talked about how some vegans make arguments that don't make any sense? This would be one of them. I mean, personally, I've never ever seen a vegan make this argument. It's never popped into my head as though this was a good argument for veganism. I mean, I've seen anti-vegans use it a lot. I've had to like talk them through this stupid talking point that they've used many times. The whole premise that like some animals might eat a Homo sapien, therefore we can eat chickens, we can drink their milk. Like, I don't see the connection there. I mean, like all animals are thrown into one category together, except for humans, of course. And then therefore we can do anything we want to any other animal because I don't know, like fucking lions in Kenya occasionally kill a Homo sapien, and then therefore that has something to do with how we treat pigs in Nebraska. I don't ask me. I don't fucking get it. This is just what's thrown at vegans constantly. It's like we have to somehow navigate through this web of absolute inane horse shit. Anti-vegans who want to use to continue living the lifestyle that they feel most comfortable with. Whatever. I mean, logic isn't something that they're concerned with. They long ago expressed that, and you're just helping to show that to more and more people. So thank you once again.
You can eat whatever you want as long as it's not me. Well.
And every pig, every chicken, every cow, every sheep, every camel, every fish in the world would say the same thing on their own behalf. Sure, go ahead, eat them, but don't eat me. We're all alike in that. That's why animal rights needs to be the moral baseline. That's why veganism needs to be the moral baseline. Treat others as you would want to be treated.
Fuck you, PETA.
Alright, people should really start to realize that saying fuck you, PETA, or opposing PETA that's not edgy anymore. Like, unless you're like in PETA, nobody likes PETA. All right? Like, it's no longer the cool thing to be like, I stand against PETA. Like, dude, nobody fucking supports PETA anymore, just about. Like, nobody takes them fucking seriously. I mean, there are some people who have been with them for fucking many, many years, and I think that they're just glued to the organization and they can't fucking let it go because they have this idea of like one organization being able to like really, really give animals their legal and their moral rights. And that was PETA for the longest time. Like, everyone thought if they just joined together in one organization, they could do it. But it's ran by Ingrid Newkirk, and they have a lot of fucking issues, which other animal rights advocates and people who oppose animal rights, they all agree on. So this whole idea that, I stand against PETA, like, you're not edgy anymore, man. Like, it's really not that cool. It's kind of like being against Westboro Baptist Church at this point. Like, I'm opposed to Westboro Baptist Church. Oh, welcome to the fucking club. Boy, you're just like 3 decades too late.
You might have heard of a little book called The Bible. They eat meat back then. Why would we switch it up now? They also cut their sons in half and did a lot of messed up shit. But they ate meat.
You're seriously gonna use a Bronze Age moral guide to dictate the 21st century moral taboos, practices, laws, whatever? Really? You're gonna go to the fucking Bible? Like, you just admitted that they did a bunch of really, really fucked up stuff in the Bible. If they were doing fucked up stuff in the Bible, while also eating meat, doesn't that kind of, don't you see the connection there that, like, if they were wrong about all this other stuff, they were wrong about slavery, slicing people in half, throwing gays off of buildings, creating all these insane taboos about sodomy, holding down the education of women. Don't you think if they were wrong about all those things, don't you think they might have also been wrong about eating animals too? Like, these were clearly flawed people who made massive moral mistakes, and yet you think in this one instance they were right? Why?
Going to a restaurant with a vegan is the worst.
Excuse me, can I go look in your kitchen? I need to make sure that my salad didn't touch any animal products.
As someone who has severe allergies, and it matters if my shit is mixed with other shit, fuck you. It is not a dietary restriction. It's a rule that you made up.
Some vegans are partially motivated, as you are, to eat the way they do based upon allergies. Some do it for health purposes, partially, and partially for ethics. And other people do it simply just because of ethics and morals. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't personally. I don't really care. Like, I'm not like a lot of other vegans. Like if my food grazes up against some cheese or whatever, to me that's not really a big issue. I don't prefer that. I mean, I really don't. But I only have so much energy to run around the world making sure that there's absolutely no animal products in anything that I eat. I will not pay for it. I will not give you a fucking dime for an animal product, though. That's not something I'm ever going to consciously do.
Vegans are always making shit up and changing the rules.
I'm a vegan, but I eat fish.
The fuck?
I'm a peso vegan.
You're an asshole that makes shit up as you go.
I have no idea what you are talking about here. No clue.
I had 3 little fishies. They were like my friends for 2 years. Every day I would come home and pet them with a straw. Black one was named Bruce Lee, big butt was J-Lo, and the other one was Lord Von Triton. I love you guys, but this asshole vegan would eat you.
What? This vegan would eat the fish. Do you know what a vegan is? Do you? This last comment really makes you wonder if you have any idea what demographic of people you're talking about.
You know who's a really cool vegan? Russell Simmons. He's also a magical business gangster, but I follow him on Instagram, and now and then he throws in posts about being vegan. But he's never saying, you suck because you're not a vegan.
The point of getting onto someone and shaming them, guilting them, or whatever, the ultimate goal is not to make them feel bad about themselves and convince them that they are bad people and therefore that is why they are non-vegan and they should stay non-vegan because they're bad people. That's not my goal. I doubt that that's the goal of anyone else out there. But that so often that is the way that anti-vegans and non-vegans choose to hear the message. That is the way that they choose to interpret what is being said to them because it allows them to be the victim. It allows them, when they are clearly not the victim in this circumstance, to feel as though they are the ones who are under attack. They are the ones who require the empathy, the sympathy, all the concern of society should be for them. That it's this fucking victimhood that so many goddamn people have these days, and it fucking makes me sick. If I get on to someone and if I'm like, look, dude, you're doing something really fucked up, it's not because I want them to feel bad so that they won't change. I'm doing that because I realize that they can change, that they can be a better person than they currently are. That's the whole point of this, that there are practices available, there are means with which that they can use easily that can improve the kind of moral person that they are, improve their moral position, and to make the world a better fucking place. Now, I think most people would like to be a better moral person. Most people would like to be more moral. Okay? So the second that someone gives up on you, the second that they stop talking to you, the second that they stop trying to help you be a better person, the second that they stop critiquing you, that's when they give up on you. That's not what you want. So try to take this as a compliment rather than someone just like psychopathically trying to call you out and make you feel bad. If that's the way you try to interpret it, then you are not understanding what they are saying and what they are trying to do. And at that point, you're really only hurting yourself.
It harms the cows to get milk.
It pains me to go to work too, but I suck it up and do my job. Cows are just mad they have to go to work like the rest of us.
Dairy cows aren't at work on farms. It's not what they're not working. They're held hostage against their will. They're born on the farms. They're kept on the farms until one day they're sent off to slaughter. They're not working. I mean, when you say just like us, like were you born at work? Were you born there? Was your mother artificially inseminated? Is that how your mother was impregnated with you, and then you were born at work, and then you were forced to stay at work, and you were never allowed to leave work, and you were deemed the property of your bosses? Is that what it was? Is this the kind of work that you have? Because if it is, then you're making a great point. If it's not, then you sound like an idiot.
I think we should test cosmetics on criminals. Come on, pedophiles, we're gonna try all the new lip gloss on you and then send you into the yard. Ooh, pedophile purple. That's what your butt's gonna look like later. I'm a genius.
Finally, you've connected a dot. You've connected two dots, I should say, sorry. You're here, and you connected them. Finally, something that makes sense. Yes, why should we test on animals anymore? Why do we test upon the innocent when we have a store of the guilty? Yeah, I'm not saying that we should test on anyone. I mean, you can easily make the case to say that that's cruel and unusual punishment and therefore not allowed by the Constitution. But if you're absolutely fucking necessary, if you're absolutely going to go down this route that like we have to test cosmetics, we have to test all this pharmaceutical stuff, it has to be done. Why are we testing on the innocent?
Speaking of leather, all these vegans wearing running shoes made of leather. Fucking hypocrite.
Again, you don't seem to know what a vegan is, even though you're going on this rant about why you hate vegans, which I always find to be really, really odd. When people try to You know, I'm going to lambast this demographic that I don't even understand. Like, whatever. But anyway, someone who goes out there and buys leather shoes is not a vegan. It's really just that fucking simple. You know, just like people who want to say that they're vegetarian but they eat fish. No, you're not a vegetarian. Just like you were saying before, it was like you had some fish and vegans were going to eat them. Like, well, at that point, if they did that, they wouldn't be a vegan. I mean, categorically, they would not be the vegan. I guess maybe you say in spirit they were a vegan or whatever the fuck that means. But no, they're not a vegan at that point. If they do that, then at that point you are not criticizing vegans. You are criticizing someone who is not a vegan. So guess what? You agree with vegans.
Why is a pig food and a dog a companion?
When you find me a pig who will play fetch and protect me against intruders and stand on its hind legs to dance with me when I was in high school and didn't have a boyfriend, then I won't eat that pig. I get that you're being sensitive. It's only something with eyes and a soul, but maybe I can eat its soul and live longer. That's a weird thing to say, Nicole.
No. You misunderstood the question. The question really, when people really ask it, and what's kind of implied is, what's a good reason for treating dogs and pigs so vastly different? See, you gave a very bad reason, a very shallow and stupid reason. We all know the shallow and stupid reasons already. There's really no reason to tell us that again.
Why the fuck you trying to make your veggie products look like meat?
Because that's what markets demand. It's really just that simple. That's what people are willing to buy, so those are the products that are selling. And if it's fair for you to ask this question to vegans, why can't I just turn it around on you? You know, who are you to turn a cow into a little hamburger patty? You know, why do you do it like that? Huh? What's the deal there? Why are you taking pigs and then turning them into something that looks like a dick? Huh? What's the deal there? I don't get it. Why don't you just eat the pig? Why don't you just walk right up to the pig and just eat it the way it is? Huh? For all of us, food is very, very psychological. Okay, and there's definitely an ergonomic design that just makes sense for us, for the way that we eat. Typically, we want to make everything about the size of a fucking apple. For the most part, everything is about the size of a fucking apple. Because for the most part, we're fucking frugivores. We only eat nuts and seeds. So, I mean, everything is going to kind of be in that range, and it's going to fit in our hand just like so.
I've been to a vegan restaurant before wearing a fur coat by accident because I didn't know that that's where I was going, and they wouldn't serve me.
Oh, man. Man, talk about some pricks. I totally feel you there. I mean, I went through the same thing last year. I had some neighbors move in, and they had like 5 small children. I think it was 5. And anyway, I don't really believe in children's rights. I mean, to me, they're really not even human, so I really don't think that they should be considered under the umbrella of human rights. Anyway, so one day, their parents went to work, and the babysitter was being neglectful. So I kidnapped all the children. I brought them over to my house. I clubbed them over the head, knocked them unconscious, and then I skinned all of them alive. Well, I mean, 3 of them weren't really unconscious. I'm pretty sure they were conscious, but they're just kids anyway, so I mean, who gives a shit? Anyway, long story short, I take their skins, I take it to a tannery. They fashion the most badass Halloween costume you've ever seen. I mean, you think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre looked good? You should have fucking seen me last Halloween, man. I was badass. Anyway, so, the next morning, I want to continue wearing the costume because I'm so proud of it. Anyway, I went to this orphanage, and, there are a bunch of kids there, and there are a bunch of people there who care about kids, and, well, you could tell just by looking at my awesome outfit that clearly, my outfit came from real kids. So, I mean, they actually had the nerve to tell me that I wasn't welcome there. They told me to go home, take it off, and then come back later on, and then they would serve me. They would serve me even though I was wearing, you know, the bodies of 5 innocent children. I mean, I totally feel you. I mean, we should be able to wear the dead bodies of our victims. You know, we should be able to glorify that whenever we want to, even in the face of people who are diametrically opposed to that. I totally agree. You and me, we would be best of friends.
Honestly, do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, but don't make your eating habits like a religion that you use against other people.
And there we go, the complete rejection of civilization. Everybody do whatever you want, eat whoever you want, it doesn't matter, just, I mean, this is what anti-veganism always has to boil down. It always has to come back to, there is no right, there is no wrong, do whatever the fuck you want to do. We can't possibly, you know, get a foundation for moral philosophy anywhere, so we'll just blow the whole thing up and we'll say anyone can do anything whenever they want to. How do people say this shit? I don't get it.